Given the function h of x, okay, it's a piecewise function, and we're asked to find all of these following limits. So the best way, obviously, to do this is to take a look at it graphically. The first one here, as x approaches -1, okay, from the left-hand side, that means that we're approaching -1 from that side here. Okay? And what happens to h of x? H of x, okay, it increases, and as x gets bigger and bigger and closer to -1, h of x approaches 1. Okay? So that left-handed limit is equal to 1. Let's take a look at the right-handed or the right-sided limit as x approaches -1 here. So as we get closer and closer to -1, okay, h of x now takes values on this line here. Okay, so as x gets closer and closer to -1, h of x gets closer and closer to -2. Okay. So the right-handed limit is equal to -2, which is different from the left-handed limit of +1. And that's shown here graphically by the jump discontinuity. Whenever the left-handed limit and the right-handed limit don't converge to the same number, we say that the limit at that particular value does not exist, or DNE. Now, part D, we want to find h at -1. Well, h at -1 is defined because there's a filled-in circle over there. Okay, the function is defined in such a way that when x is equal to -1 is equal to +1. Part E, and F and G, we're dealing with the neighborhood of x is equal to 3. The left-handed limit, as we approach 3 from the left-hand side, h of x takes values on this line here. And as we get closer and closer to 3, h of x gets closer and closer to 2. So 2 is over here, and the left-handed limit is equal to 2. From the right-hand side, as we get closer and closer to 3 from here, h of x follows this sort of curve. Okay, and as we get closer and closer to 3, okay, h of x gets closer and closer to 3 as well. Okay. So the right-handed limit is equal to 3, and it is not equal to the left-handed limit. As such, the limit at x equals to 3 does not exist. Graphically, we see that by observing a jump discontinuity. h of 3 is defined by the function by this filled-in circle, and it's equal to